Hi, and welcome to the Sallynoggin Educate Together National School Information Meeting. My name is Jennifer Butner, and I'm the school manager for our new school. Paul Glennon, the principal, is with us also, and he'll be speaking later, so you'll get to see him later. Just a welcome to all those watching along, either on live stream or on the recording. Thanks for joining us. And just to mention also that we have some contact details for the school coming up in the comments section on YouTube and on Facebook. So just in case you don't catch them here, they'll be available on the comments section. Before we start, I suppose just a thanks to all those who voted for Educate Together for the school late last year. We're excited to be opening the school to serve the Sallynoggin and Killiney area. And we're looking forward to the months ahead. So before we begin, we might start with a short video, which kind of gives a brief introduction to Educate Together schools. Great. So before I hand over to Paul, I'd just like to update you on the accommodation situation. So I know many of you have gotten in touch with us to kind of get some clarity on the location, and we know this information is very important and to help you make your decisions. The Department of Education have confirmed that the school will open in temporary accommodation, and they hope to be in a position to confirm the location in the coming weeks. So as soon as we get that information, we'll be in touch with you to let you know. So for now, I'm just going to hand you over to Paul, and I'll chat to you again towards the end. So thanks.
Thanks very much, Jennifer. And good evening, everybody. Thanks very much for showing an interest in us this evening or afterwards if you're watching on Facebook. We're delighted to have the opportunity to open this school in September. We're really looking forward to convincing you that ours is a great school. It's going to be a great school, a wonderful community. So I'm going to talk you through a few things this evening. I'll start by just outlining our Educate Together mission values, our 4 pillars. I'll talk a little bit about our Learn Together curriculum, our ethics education curriculum. I'll speak a little bit about my vision for the school, and then briefly talk about the junior day, what that might look like. Okay, so for those of you who perhaps are brand new to Educate Together, our schools are based on 4 pillars. So the first of which is we are an equality-based school. This used to be known as a multi-denominational school, but we thought equality-based sounds a lot more representative of what we are. We want to welcome everybody in our school, regardless of their background, regardless of their belief systems. Everybody is welcome at our school. So we're also a co-educational school. And this means that regardless of gender or identity, that everybody is treated exactly the same. Everyone is given the same opportunities. Everyone is encouraged in exactly the same way. And that's central to our ethos. A third thing is that we're child-centered. So that means that all the decisions that we make have the children's best interests at heart, and we try to involve the children in decision-making processes as much as possible. And then finally, it's also a democratically run school. So this means that throughout every level of school organization, it's not just the principal, it wouldn't just be me deciding which way to go, deciding what we're going to do, but we involve people in all those decision-making processes. So parents are involved, staff are involved, and the children are involved as well. And that's a really important part of our school, that it's not just one person's vision, it's not just one person's goal, but everybody can have their input. And together that creates a strong school community that represents everybody, that speaks for everybody. Next, I'll talk to you about our Learn Together curriculum. Um, for about half an hour every day, we teach the Learn Together curriculum. Other schools would teach a religious-based curriculum during that time. But what we teach is something that has four different parts to it, and as a whole, we describe that as ethical education. So we have one of the strands is moral and spiritual. This is where it's not a religious approach, but we talk about core values. What values do we find as human beings across the world are important to us? And we'd focus on things like that. So we talk about respect. We learn about honesty. We learn about kindness and friendship. And we also try to cultivate gratitude so that the children learn to look around them, to be grateful for what they have, and to see the wonderful world that we do live in. So we also have one strand, which is equality and justice, where we look at human rights, equality in society, social justice, and then we also touch on discrimination as well, so that children are aware of topics that affect us in Ireland, that affect people around the world as well. And we hope that through raising their awareness of these issues, that we can then encourage them to become active citizens, so that they're speaking up for what they think is right, what they think is just in the world, and that they can then use their voice. We try to empower them so they can use their voice, so that they can make the positive changes that we need as we move forward. So we also have a strand called belief systems, where we learn about all kinds of belief systems, those which might be based on one God or many gods, but also those belief systems which aren't based on any God at all. And then finally, we have our ethics and environment strand, where we try to teach an appreciation and respect for the environment. And then we try to, again, empower the children to see how they can use their voices in the community to make positive changes to protect the environment, and in a way become active stewards of the world, of the environment in the future. Now I'll talk a little bit about my vision for the school. And when I'm asked about my vision, in a way, I'm a bit reluctant to say what it is. I have my ideas. I have um, I guess, my leanings to what I think makes up a great school. But I do truly believe that a vision doesn't just come from one person. It has to come from a whole community. So I guess my first vision is based on that I see this as a school community, and I see this as an opportunity for the parents, the children to bring their voice into the school, and also the staff. And together we create a school that we find is a great place to be. So some of the things that I'd like to bring in, I'd like to flavor the school with, are that it's a happy place. It's a place where children feel motivated to learn, a place where they can be creative, and where learning is a positive experience for them, and they feel empowered through that experience. And that's regardless of whatever learning needs that they might have. Also, that that we generate a positive school climate, that all the relationships are positive, that we always try to see the best in each other, and that this is what we base our relationships on. Um, I've touched on it already, that there's a sense of community, that people can feel connected to the school, that they feel like they belong to the school as well. That goes from the staff and the children in school on a daily basis, but also the families as well at home, that the families feel like they are part of this community. Um, Obviously, with COVID at the moment, it's difficult to engage as a community in that way. But if things continue, we hope to find new and innovative ways that people can engage with us. But hopefully, very soon we'll be able to get back to some normality, and then we can open our doors and families can come in and share in our experiences as well. I truly believe that, and this is embedded within our philosophy as well, that this is a partnership. It's a partnership between the children and the staff members in school, and then between the families at home and the staff at school, and of course between the children and their families as well. And it's only when we work together that we can achieve the best for the children. That's how we can secure the best outcomes for our children. And then finally, I think it's so important to um, give pupil voice a platform. So to listen to pupils, to teach them that their voices are listened to in our school and that they can make decisions that shape the school. And I truly believe that in giving them this experience, showing them that they can shape the world around them, the small world around them, first of all, I think that will empower them to see how they can make changes, even when they might, even when we might be faced with adversity, but that through working together on something, that we can achieve something together. So all of those things I would feel are important to me, and I would love to bring into a school community. But I am excited to hear what the children have to say, to hear what the families have to say, and to hear what staff have to say about how they think that we can shape our school vision together. And finally, I'll talk to you a little bit about the junior school day. Obviously, junior infants are brand new to schooling. They may have been to preschool before, but things start to get a little bit more different when they step into a junior infant classroom. So we'd go through a lot of routines with them every day, very, very similar routines. Obviously, practicing how to put your coat on, take your coat off, and zip it up. Making sure that everyone understands how to wash their hands, how to be clean in the toilet, making sure that children understand how to line up and move around safely within the school grounds. So there's lots of routines like that children would practice regularly, repeat regularly throughout the day. The school day will most probably be broken up into three different parts. There'll be two breaks, I guess one shorter one mid-morning and then a slightly longer one at midday. And at both times there will be an opportunity to then have a bite to eat. So we're trying to structure the day that there's periods of concentration and then also periods of relaxation when they can go outside and run around and enjoy the outdoors. And then within the lesson times, obviously, lessons will probably be around about half an hour, maybe between 20 minutes and half an hour, as concentration is still developing at that point. So our focus is a huge focus for the year would be on oral language. So to do this, then we would have lots of songs, we will have lots of poems, there'll be a lot of talks, so there'll be a lot of opportunity for children to share with us, but also for listening to each other, listening to the teacher. That's all part of developing oral language skills. And also stories. There'll be a lot of stories, telling the stories together, even once we get to know the stories, changing the stories together so that they can become creative storytellers with us. And then perhaps you've heard of ASHTA. ASHTA um, is something that happens in a lot of junior infant, senior infant classrooms around the country, and it's based on play. So they're learning about the world around them through playing. So it might be that we have a focus for a week or two that could be a restaurant. It could be a doctor's surgery. And we act out different scenarios. We're using the language that they would hear in those situations. So here we have the oral language feeding into acting out real life situations that they hopefully will have come across or that they may come across as well. So that's our oral language focus. Also, we will begin to work our way through the phonics and sounds, getting used to the sounds of the letters. And hopefully by the end of junior infants, we'd have covered all of the sounds. And the reading as such really starts to take pace in senior infants then. And then if we look at a focus in maths, then we're basically, our main focus would be on learning the numbers 1 to 5, all about numbers 1 to 5, not just counting 1 to 5, but of course, what makes up 5, 2 and 3 make up 5, and show me what doesn't make up 5, and can you show me two groups of objects that make up 5. So it's exploring the numbers 1 to 5 in great detail so that they are really feeling confident about those numbers as we then go beyond to go from 6 up to 10. So those are our main focus areas. But of course, we cover all areas of the curriculum, all areas of the national curriculum as well. And then I guess a theme that I've mentioned already is listening to the children, making sure that their voice is heard within all of the lessons, and just showing them they're respected and empowering them to raise their voice and to be creative and to enjoy the learning process. So I hope that gives you a little bit of an idea about how Sallynoggin Educate Together might begin, how a day at school might look, or how the year ahead might look. And it would be fantastic if we can get a few more families interested in our school. And yeah, I look forward to hearing from you very soon, hopefully. Thanks very much.
Jennifer, your microphone.
Apologies about that. I was talking to myself, the joys of online meetings. So just in terms of the accommodation, I suppose just to reiterate that the accommodation, we're hoping to get that confirmed by the department in the coming week, and we'll let parents know as soon as we know. But we will be opening a temporary accommodation initially. And just to conclude, I suppose we still have places for junior infants, and we've shared those details in the comments on both YouTube and the Facebook. So the applications can be made online. And we will have a meeting for parents and carers of enrolled children towards the end of May, June, which will go into more detail about the school and the school day, etc. at the time. So in terms of everything up to now, I suppose that's really us for this meeting. But as I say, we'll be back in touch again. And once we know more on the accommodation, we will be in touch again. So thanks everyone for joining us tonight, and we look forward to meeting you again soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.